Okay, we're back, and we are going to deal with another parallelogram problem, focusing on same side interior angles. And there is a property that we're going to really focus on here with same side interior. And instead of same side interior, another name for it is consecutive interior angles, and they happen to be supplementary. And what does that mean? Well, these angles are consecutive interior angles or same side interior angles, and they are supplementary. These angles over here, they're supplementary as well. They're same side interior. And so are these two right there. And so are these two angles in here. And why is that? Is because this is a parallelogram, and parallelogram creates those same side interior angles. So if you notice, these two expressions, they're both x and y. That's not going to help us set up an equation. If you look at these two expressions, that's x and z, that's not going to help us set up an equation. If you even look at these two in here, 5z and 2y, that's not going to help us. That's two variables as well. What you really need to see in which equation to write is 3x minus 40 and 2x plus 70. They both have an x, and keep in mind, they are not equal. The property states that they are supplementary. So the equation we want to write is 3x minus 40 plus 2x plus 70 equals 180. So when we solve for x, it looks like we're going to have 5x plus 30 equals 180, and that's 5x equals 150, and x equals 30. Okay, we are not done, because we should have said that we want to find a few things. We want to find x, y, and z. So in order to take it to the next step and find y and z, it'd be nice to back substitute. So we're going to take this value of 30 here, and we're going to plug it into these two expressions, and we're going to find the measurements of those two angles. So when I plug in 30 to this angle in here, 2 times 30 is 60, plus 70 more is 130. And that implies this one has to be 50. Why did I know that one was 50 so fast? Is 50 and 130, they're supplementary angles. And so, what do I now know about that angle? Well, this one has to be 52. Why do I know that? Is because these two angles have to be supplementary. And an additional reason why we know it's 50 is opposite angles have to be congruent, and that's only in parallelograms here. So notice both pairs of opposite sides are congruent. Excuse me, I didn't want to highlight that one. I wanted to highlight this one. Both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. So that's just more confirmation that this angle in here is 50 degrees. And so how does that help? Well, now I can set up an equation. 2y equals 50. What does that mean? Well, y is 25. And so let's look at z in here, and what do we know? Well, that angle has to be 130 degrees, and that's for two reasons. One, these two angles are supplementary, and then the opposite angles are congruent. So what's my last equation I can write? I can write 5z equals 130, and what does that mean? Z equals, let's see, 20 and 6, that's 26. So there we go. We just found x, y, and z, and join us for the next problem.